The Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game has over 10,000 unique cards for players to collect, trade, and construct their own personal decks. But what would happen if players only had access to the bare minimum? In this series, both TheRJB0 and myself will each open a very select amount of sealed product. Once we open that product, we must build a deck using only those specific cards pulled, that's it. And at the end of each episode, we discard the entirety of our pulls to the graveyard and start from scratch with a new product. Every card counts. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed Showdown. If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code Cimoooooooo5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content. Yeah, that's about how I expected the Lost Millennium episode to play out. It was actually funnier than I thought it was going to be, but Moai Interceptor Grave Oja Burn? Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what happens when you're playing Sealed Showdown, ladies and gentlemen. But we are now moving on to a very exciting episode. The reprint sets are back, and we are on Dark Beginning 2. Now, Dark Beginning 2 encompasses, like, Labyrinth of Nightmare to Pharaonic Guardian, but then it also has stuff from like Metal Raiders and like Magic Ruler, I think, in there as well. There's also some stuff that's utterly broken at very low rarity. So I think this is going to be a very high power level episode. And let's go ahead and just open pack number 1 to see if we can just justify that. And looking at this first pack, Cyberstein is pretty sick, but I don't know if we have any good fusions we're going to go into it with. Blast with Chain is a great battle trick. King Tiger Wang Hu is actually a fantastic stun card. And we even have some stuff that's like pretty okay, like Stamping Destruction's playable if we have a Dragon Core, so not a bad start. Well, there's one of many banned cards in this set, Mirage of Nightmare. The question is, are we going to have spell and trap removal in the form of like emergency provisions or MST to be able to actually take full advantage of this? I'm not sure, but this comes in at common, so God, I hope we do. We have another King Tiger Wang Hu here for support. We have another King Tiger Wang Hu here. This is just a great stun card. Destruction Punch, I feel like this is bait. Every time Robert and I try to play this card, it's just not very good. Statue of the Wicked, I don't know if that's exactly going to come up. Machine King's pretty cool. That's a classic. There's also like tournament pack cards in Dark Beginning 2 as well. So this pack's okay. Well, there's the second Mirage. This is actually pretty scary if we can actually get some spell and trap removal for ourselves. Riroku Field's actually pretty nice at stopping spells. Ominous Fortune Telling. This card has actually done work for us in the past, so we may actually play this. Muka Muka's semi-playable. Shadow Tamer's okay as well. Karibo's very funny. Another decent pack. Oh, and this is the stuff that we are looking for. Heavy Storm coming in at super rare. It's not guaranteed, so I don't think Robert's actually going to play around this. We'll have to find out. But there's an Opticlops down here as well. This is an 1800 normal summon. I mean, the Heavy Storm just sells this pack. Oh, and the hits just keep coming. There's a Pyramid Turtle. That's pretty good if we can get some of the zombie support that is in this product. Bottomless Shifting Sand has been surprisingly annoying in the past, so this may be playable. We'll have to see. I think Luminous Soldier is an okay tribute, but I think there are some better ones. Pyramid Energy, we saw Robert actually do something with Banner of Courage, and so I actually sort of respect this card a little bit more than I did in the past, because if the monster differential and attack power is just slight enough, this card could actually make a difference. Fantastic. This is the type of pack we're looking for. Horn of Heaven to negate summons is big. Bazu the Soul Eater can get massive, and Twin-Headed Behemoth can resurrect itself once. That's pretty good.
That went a lot better than expected, and it was frankly a great time. I didn't expect much out of the Lost Millennium, but that was just a blast to play. And I don't want to talk too much before we get into this week's episode because I'm just too excited for this week's pack. Last time we did a reprint pack, it was Dark Revelation 1, which was a great time in and of itself. But this week we're doing Dark Beginning 2, which is another set that has just a bunch of basically fully realized decks built into it. So many different good commons and rares. I'm just excited to see what I get. So I'm ready to jump into it without any further ado. All right, starting with our first pack, Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer is pretty cool as a rare. Not a lot else to talk about here. Oh, what am I don't know what I'm doing, folks. Bottomless Trap Hole is right freaking there at common. Bottomless is a common in this set, and a lot of really crazy commons and rares to follow that up. Next, we have Ordeal of a Traveler. Love to see it. Azura Priest is pretty cool, but probably not as good in this as it is in GOAT format. That's pretty much what we got, and it's not bad. Defusion is kind of funny, but I don't think we're actually going to end up using it. Royal Command is cool if we run into flip effects, but otherwise not a lot to talk about here. All right, Riryoku Field, pretty cool. Jougen the Spiritualist is funny for another reason, and Spirit Ryu is potentially really good. Mirror Force, now there's a card I like to see. Also, Toon Table of Contents, if I get 3 of this and a Toon Gemini Elf, I'm definitely going to play them. But, you know, I am just happy with the Mirror Force. Soul of Purity and Light plus Thunder Dragon might also be something. Next pack, Book of Moon. That's another great common to see. Fiber Jar is a rare. Oh no, we'll see about that one. Next pack, Sangan is good to see. So is Reckless Greed. I hope I get 3 of that card. That would be pretty sick. We're about a third of the way through. Haven't seen anything super crazy, although, who am I kidding? Mirror Force was in there, but monster-wise and strategy-wise, haven't seen a lot to work with yet. So let's see if the next few packs really show us a strategy to work with. Exiled Force is pretty good. I won't turn that down. Ominous Fortune Telling, also pretty good, as is Bark of Dark Ruler.
Good old Needle Wall makes its return in this pack, and honestly, this did work for us in the Pharaonic Guardian episode, so we're probably going to play this again. Shield and Sword is technically removal. Bazoo the Soul Eater #2, that's a rare, so that's pretty nice. Gillosaurus is also maybe playable, and Toon Goblin Attack Force, while this is a bit iffy, it is still technically Goblin Attack Force, and that may make it playable, even though it does have the downside you can't attack the turn it's summoned. It doesn't require Toon World being up, so that's pretty good. Ooh, interesting. So another Needle Wall. Needle Ceiling is sort of like a dark hole in some circumstances, so that's pretty good. Penguin Soldier is actually a nice piece of removal to at least set Robert back on tempo. And then we have Toon Gemini Elf. I think this is actually another Toon monster that doesn't require Toon World being face up. It's a 1900. Again, it can't attack the turn it's summoned, but the fact that we have a beater and the fact that if it inflicts battle damage to Robert, it actually makes them discard a card, I think that's playable. Trap Dust Chute, Bottomless Trap Hole, another Needle Wall. I think this actually rounds out our playset. Theoretically, there is a target for Cyberstein, although I don't know if paying 5,000 life points for a Fiend Skull Dragon is technically worth it. A couple beaters in the form of Two-Handed King Rex and Gazelle, but I think there are better ones. Another Bottomless, another Needle Ceiling. There's a second Cyberstein. I really wish there was like a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon or something. I don't think there is, but we'll have to keep an eye out on the fusions. There's Yatagarasu, ladies and gentlemen. We could potentially be able to Yata lock Robert, which would be nasty. This is a common, though, so maybe he'll have access to this as well. Nice. There's an Exiled Force, and there is the Warrior Returning Alive, which can actually get us Exiled Force back if we have enough of a Warrior emphasis in our deck that justifies playing this. Lesser Fiend is like an okay tribute monster, and Dark Necrofear coming in at Ultra. We need a lot of Fiends for this to be playable, but this is a bomb and a half for sure.
Another Book of Moon and a creature swap. Okay. All right. I like where that's going. My spell and trap luck is looking real solid so far. Another Thunder Dragon, a Sasuke Samurai, another Bark of Dark Ruler. The Dark Door is in the set, which is not exciting, but I don't think there's a lot that can really abuse it here. We'll see about that. Another Book of Moon and another creature swap. Again, my spell and trap luck is looking really, really good. And let's see if I can get some monsters that'll really round it out in the second half. A Book of Life is pretty good, and there's a Toon Gemini Elf. Okay, that part's coming together nicely. I have actually seen a few zombie cards in the form of Patrician of Darkness and Wandering Mummy and a Giant Axe Mummy, things like that. So if I see another Book of Life, for instance, or like a Pyramid Turtle, we may have something to go with there. Another creature swap and a Solemn Judgment and an Ordeal of a Traveler and a Dark Dust Spirit and a Toon Goblin Attack Force. This one pack has been amazing. Wow. I'm still not seeing exactly what I want to do with this set, but I am definitely seeing some things I can do with it. Fiber Jars, good to see. Mirage of Nightmare is cute, but we don't have MST here. Yatagarasu plus Bark of Dark Ruler, which I now have 3 of, is a pretty cute thing, plus Mysterious Guard, which is a great removal card. Next, we have Heavy Storm. Holy crap. And an Exiled Force and an Akibio Drakmord and a Zambira the Dark. What a good pack. This opening so far has been really incredible. Last Turn plus Jougen the Spiritualist is a combo that is available all at common and rare in this set. I think getting to the point where you can activate Last Turn is unlikely, but it is here. Also, a second Reckless Greed. Again, if I get 3 history of this card, I can certainly see myself playing it.
Okay, we're starting to get some more stuff. Robin Goblin to rip cards out of Robert's hand. Creature Swap to take his best thing. Ekabu Drakmord is removal. We've seen that work in the past. Royal Keeper also isn't terrible either. Zombira the Dark is something I was waiting on. 2100 normal summon. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. And there's a 1000 Dragon. I guess this is so far the strongest monster we can summon off of Cyberstein. Second copy of Creature Swap. This would be good if we had like more Pyramid Turtles or just like some value we could get off of it. But I guess taking Robert's best monster also isn't the worst either. Another twin-headed behemoth, although its resurrection effect is only once per duel, so I'm not sure if we'd even want to play more than one of this. Warrior Digrepher is a warrior, so that does give us some more reason to play Warrior Returning Alive, especially with the Exiled Force, and so that is something we will have to think about. Also another Ekabu Drakmord, not bad. Wow, Royal Decree is actually a pretty big hit. There was a lot of traps in this format, and you know, just having this to just kind of ice them all down, that's not the worst. Drop Off is technically a 1-for-1. I'm not really sure how good this is. Tornado Bird can bounce spells and traps, so that may go in the side deck at the very least. Fusion Sword Murasame Blade isn't bad because if we go the Warrior strat, this is an 800 attack boost. So overall, we're starting to get some stuff. Another Dust Shoot, another drop off. I think this may be our final Ekabu. This is a big one, ladies and gentlemen. This is our first copy of Emergency Provisions. We already have Mirage of Nightmare, which means we now have a way to shut off the Mirage, so that way we can actually keep all the cards we draw off of it. This is a very big deal. I really hope we can get more of this, even though it is coming in at rare. Jirai Gumo is a big one as well. 2200 normal summon. The cost of half your life points, honestly, that's still pretty worth it. Royal Oppression is strong, but I'm wondering if there's going to be a lot of special summoning this episode. If there is, this will probably come in handy, but as of right now, I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. Thunder Nyan Yan is a good card, but it sucks that you can't really play it with other cards. Cave Dragon's kind of like the same thing. Another twin-headed behemoth, and Dream Clown is like sort of removal. We do have a couple ways to protect it, but I'm not sure if it's enough. Wow, this is a really big pack. We have a Sangen, an Asura Priest just to hit over all of Robert's monsters, and a Mechanical Chaser, an 1850 normal summon, 0 downside. I'll take it. Second Mechanical Chaser back to back. I'll take it. Mirage of Nightmare number 3 coming in, but we only have one emergency provision, so that's still a bit iffy. Rock Spirit's also a playable card. He's a decent body. Yamada Dragon is very funny, but I don't think we're gonna play it.
A Rhoda and a Warrior Returning Alive and a Royal Oppression. That's pretty solid. And another Gemini Elf. This is looking good so far. I'd like to see a little something more in the way of an actual strategy, but you know, Rhoda works in that direction by getting me warrior monsters, so I'm not going to turn down what I've gotten so far. A 7 Tools of the Bandit is definitely a good one to see, as is Opticlops. Next pack, Bottomless Trap Hole, another one, and the third Reckless Greed, and a block attack. Good stuff coming out of this pack. I'm seeing a little bit more potential for degenerate nonsense, which I'm not liking, but I'm glad to see what I've seen. I'd like to see, I think the Pac-Man monsters are in this set. So if I can see some of those, I think I'll really have a respectable deck to put together. Another creature swap. Okay, sure. All right. I'll take it, I guess. What is this opening? Barrel Dragon is sick, as is a second Mirror Force. Oh, damn, that is so good. Oh, this set is looking real good for me. There's another Call of the Mummy, by the way. If I've got the zombie monsters to work with here, I'm expecting that card to be pretty good here. I can't describe how ridiculous this pack opening has been. Coming up on the last 3 packs, I don't even know what I'd want to close this out. Again, maybe the Pac-Man monsters would be good, but I can't complain about anything I've seen here. Another Sasuke Samurai is great. Another Thunder Dragon. I do have Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon, which is pretty sick. And then Toon Gemini Elf, also not terrible to see here. So another Block Attack is good. Swift Guy of the Fierce Knight is an okay card. Another Opticlops is good to see. You know, this is an okay pack. Not a lot to say about it. Next pack is our last pack, and that was a Trap Dust Shoot I saw, which is great to see, and a Horn of Heaven, also pretty solid. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this opening, but like, it can't be bad, can it? Wow, just the staples in this set are so good, and I just got probably the best lineup of them I could have possibly hoped for. Let's get into deck building and see what absurdity we're gonna come up with here.
Ooh, Skull Layer's not bad. Now, this is sort of like a mid to late game card, but I think the games go long enough that this is probably playable. Reckless Greed's also pretty considerable as well. A few 1600 beaters. Ryu Senshi, we're getting some fusions, but I feel feel like this is not worth 5,000 off of a Cyberstein. I'm sorry. Another ominous fortune telling and another shield and sword, and there's reinforcement of the army. Wow, that technically gives us a way to access our exiled force, so it's like we're playing 2 copies in a way. Storm of Locust is also decent for back row as well. This pack's not bad. And only a few packs left, ladies and gentlemen. They just seem to fly by when the cards are all good. First pack, wow, 3rd Mechanical Chaser, another block attack, drop off Robin Goblin, Reckless Greed, Penguin Soldier. Pretty good overall. I'm not going to complain about that pack. Let's go to our second to last pack here. Gemini Elf regular, very happy to see it. That's our 3rd shield and sword, a 2nd block attack, and another copy of Creature Swap. We may have to play all of those. And let's go to our final pack, ladies and gentlemen. There's one card I'm still looking for that we haven't gotten yet. Can we get it in the close? I did see a Yatagarasu, Needleworm as well. Wow, another Creature Swap. That's kind of crazy. Unfortunately, we did not get the Graceful Charity. That just sucks. I really wish we could have shown that off for the first time in the series, but it is what it is. Okay, we got a lot of cool cards to work with, some different strategies to pursue. Let's go ahead and get building.
What can I say? The pack gods have spoken to me by giving me not 3, but 4 Creature Swap, and so I will be heeding their call. I'll be honest, my pulls were a little bit down bad for monsters. I did not get a lot of playable cards in the form of monsters, and so Creature Swap actually makes a fair amount of sense here. I have a lot of monsters that I can get some utility out of and then Creature Swap and get them back. And so I figure a deck that is basically the Warrior Toolbox bit that I have, plus some Creature Swap shenanigans, will really do the trick, and this looks like a genuinely fun deck. I'm excited to play this. I'll run through the card by card. There are a couple of things that I'll probably need to explain, and I'll get to those then. Starting off with double Sasuke Samurai, this card's just solid. There are a lot of settable monsters in this set, and you can just run a Sasuke Samurai into them, and with the amount of protection that I have available to me, he's not going to run into the problem he usually does. Plus, he's a pretty good Creature Swap target. Zombira, 1 Exiled Force. I put the second one in the side deck because the thing about Exiled Force is if you're not already ahead on tempo, it's a really iffy card when it comes to that kind of thing. So I have the 1 Exiled Force. I can search it. I can recur it with the Warrior Returning Alive, and it seems pretty good. 1 Toon Goblin Attack Force and 1 Toon Gemini Elf. Neither of these can attack on the turn that they're summoned, but they both have fairly decent utility. Toon Goblin Attack Force has both synergy with Toon Table of Contents and with Rhoda, so I can put up a wall and the next turn I've got something to attack with. He also has synergy with Creature Swap, which basically everything in my deck is built to do. Toon Gemini Elf has the added benefit of being a little bit of extra hand destruction, which I have indexed into as much as I can with double Robin Goblin and with my Yata. Then we've got triple Opticlops. I got 3 Bark of Dark Ruler, and since my monster lineup is really that bad, I figure running the biggest fiend that I've got available, who's an 1800-1700 body, makes sense. We've got 1 Sangan, which works with Bark of Dark Ruler and searches out all of my best cards. 1 Yata, I probably would have played more if I got more. 1 Inaba White Rabbit, it's basically my other Yata. And 1 Azura Priest. Now, Azura Priest seems kind of suspect, but there is some method to my madness here. I don't have a lot of answers to Pac-Man. If Alex gets a strategy that includes Pac-Man or includes a lot of stall cards or things like that, one of the biggest things that's in this set at common is the Dark Door. I don't have much to deal with that. If I can just run over all of Alex's monsters with 1 monster, that seems pretty good. Now, that isn't the only reason. That would be a terrible idea if it was the only reason. Azura Priest also has really good synergy with Book of Moon. If your opponent has 1 dinky monster face down and 1 beefy monster face up, you can Book of Moon the face up monster, run into it with Azura Priest, and then run over the face down monster again. It also has synergy with Creature Swap. Overall, it seems like a worthy card to have in my main deck over something like a Kaiku that has really no synergy in my deck. I might side it out depending on what Alex is playing. There's a good chance if he's playing something like Big Bungus Beatdown that I'm not going to bring this in out of the side deck, or that I'm going to bring it back into the side deck. Next, we have Mysterious Guard. Just a good card, got good synergy with Creature Swap. Swarm of Locusts. If I had more Pac-Man cards, I would run them. This card has the added advantage of being some of the only back row removal I have available to me. The Rock Spirit. I'm not kidding. This is the next best monster that I pulled. 1 Gemini Elf, because it's Gemini Elf. 1 Serpentine Princess. It got synergy with Creature Swap again, and a 2000 defense monster isn't bad to have when you've got a couple of spirits to deal with. Double Book of Moon in the main deck. I considered running triple Book of Moon and double Creature Swap in the main deck, but that is a coward's game. I want to draw my Creature Swaps and play them, and I figure Book of Moon is good, but it's not always going to be something I want to be firing off. So running into 3 of it as opposed to getting to see some of my other utility back row didn't seem optimal. One Akibio Drakmord because I pulled one Heavy Storm. Damn, this is a good card. Rhoda, Warrior Returning Alive, Toon Table of Contents, and then my traps include double Bark of Dark Ruler, double Bottomless, double Mirror Force. What an incredible back row lineup. Double Ordeal of a Traveler. This has added synergy with Yatagarasu and Robin Goblin, because if I can bounce a card back to Alex's hand during his turn, I can get extra hand destruction. Seems really, really solid. Of course, the double Robin Goblin only got 2, probably would have played 3 if I had it, and then Solemn Judgment, Trap, Dust Chew. In the side deck, just a Mod Podge of things that I think I can adjust to various strategies. Again, Azura Priest in case I'm running into a strat that has a lot of set monsters like Pac-Man, 1 Exiled Force, 1 Green Kappa. This is a warrior monster, and it also destroys back row, which is pretty sick. I'd run more of it, and I might run it in the main deck, except for the fact that it has to target 2, and it says destroy those targets. If one of them gets chained, I lose the effect. Doesn't seem great, but the ability to search it and use it with creature swap seems good enough for 1. 1 Kaiku in case Alex is running something like zombies or I just need another beater. Same idea with Toon Goblin Attack Force. The 1 Book of Moon for if I'm going first. 3 Reckless Greed. This is not in the main deck for a number of reasons. I got a lot of better cards to use in the main deck, but also it's in the side deck in case Alex is running some bullshit. Something like Stall, something like Destiny Board, any of those things where I really need to start seeing either back row removal or monster destruction or any particular small number of cards in my deck. Also really good on the off chance that Alex pulled a Heavy Storm. 1 Riryoku Field because it deals with Book of Moon, it deals with block attack, it deals with a lot of good cards. 1 7 Tools of the Bandit for similar reasons. 1 Skull Lair in case this goes real long and I brought in all of my monsters. It's just good to be able to remove and destroy things. 1 Bark of Dark Ruler to just continue beefing up my monsters, and double Royal Command in case Alex is on a similarly large lineup of flip monsters to mine. This looks pretty fun. I'm genuinely excited to get into this duel. My monsters aren't great, but I think my spell and traps should make up for it as long as I get the opportunity to use them. Let's duel.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's have some fun this episode. We are bringing hand destruction to this week's episode of Sealed Showdown. This is a deck that you don't really get the opportunity to play all that much in any series particularly, and so the fact that we have a lot of the hand control tools at our disposal, I figure we have to go ahead and give this a shot. So let's do the card by card. We've got a couple copies of Bazoo. Now, this card is just good because we want to have big monsters that are going to get over Roberts, because in tandem with Robin Goblin, that equates to us being able to rip cards out of his hand, and Bazoo being able to get up to 2,500 probably is going to hit over most things in the format, so that's why I wanted to have a couple copies of this. We are on the Necrofear. This is a bit optimistic because we only have about 4 or 5 fiends in the whole deck that we can actually banish for this. However, the thing is, if this hits the field, it's going to be very difficult for Robert to remove it, so I want to give it a shot. It's more of like a mid to late game card, but this could just seal up a game by itself. We also have an Exiled Force for removal, a Jirai Gumo, because again, going with the big beater theory, we need to have as many big guys as possible. 2 copies of Penguin Soldier. Penguin Soldier is actually sick because if we set it into a board and Robert has 2 monsters, and let's say he doesn't attack, we can flip Penguin Soldier, bounce his 2 guys, and if we have Robin Goblin, we can rip a card out of his hand as well. Just a great way to be able to bounce him back on tempo. Even if the Penguin Soldier dies, let's say Robert attacks us, we can just drop a guy, then next turn after we bounce his stuff, and we can hit a card out of his hand. Sangan can search about half of our deck. 2 copies of Yatagarasu. If we get Robert in a point where we're ahead, Yata's going to just instantly win the game for us, so that's why I want to give this a shot. It's also a fiend, which means it does synergize with the Dark Necrofear plan, so I figure we might as well play as many copies as we have access to. Zombire the Dark is just probably one of the best beaters we have because it's going to hit over most things. Even though it can't attack directly, it's threatening enough that it's worth it. Gemini Elf and Triple Mechanical Chaser are monsters that really don't have a lot of downside, as well as Opticlops, even though he's a little bit weaker, but he's also a fiend, so again, that's why I'm happy to have this. That's it for the monsters. For the spells, 2 copies of Creature Swap. I have a bunch of little monsters in this deck, like the Yadas, the Sangans, the Penguin Soldiers, and so being able to like Yata, Creature Swap for Robert's best card, and then be able to get the Yata back in the end phase is kind of hilarious, and then again, that could possibly mean that Robin Goblin's online if we have the superior monster, so I like this strategy. Only 2 copies copies of Ekabu Drakmord. I don't really want to be stopping his guys from attacking. I either want to be hitting over them or just like dealing with them entirely. But if we're in a situation where our hand doesn't lend itself that way, this will buy us a bit of time. Heavy Storm, reinforcement of the army, triple copies of Shield and Sword. Same thing with wanting to just dominate in terms of attack power. We can Shield and Sword Robert's monsters, then bring out a Mechanical Chaser and hit over, and then hopefully rip a card out with Robin Goblin. And non-ironically, I am actually playing 2 copies of Pyramid Energy. Now, this may seem like a meme, but if you guys watch the episode where Banner of Courage took over and basically just won Robert the whole episode, I actually think there's a similar logic here, especially for going in tandem with the Robin Goblin. I want to be winning combat as much as possible. And so if that means Mechanical Chaser can hit over Gemini Elf, if Gemini Elf can either crash or hit over Zombira, I think it's worth playing this card. We'll see how this works though. So that's going to do it for the spells. For traps, Blast with Chain is another battle trick that will give a monster 500 attack. 2 copies of Bottomless. We're going to play a lot of big stuff this episode, so I figure this is going to be pretty good. 3 copies of Drop Off. Just anytime Robert draws, the cards are going, so we're just going to be firing this as fast as possible. Needle Sealing's pretty sick as well. I don't want to play a lot of this because I feel like we're going to have control of the board more often than not, and so the one of this as a board wipe I think is okay. Triple Needle Wall. I want a card that's going to basically be one-sided in my favor, and so while there's only a percentage chance that that's the case, I still think this card's good enough to warrant running. Double Robin Goblin. I could play 3, but bricking on multiple, this card's kind of bad, so I figured just having 2's okay. And Double Trap Dust Shoot as well, because we can play 2 of it, and we're playing hand control, so why not? For the side deck, I'm on a Dark Dust Spirit. This card is okay, but the situations where it's going to come up, I don't really see it being too useful, so that's why I want to keep it in the side. There's not really a lot of like floaters or any way to protect our monsters particularly, so it's going to be hard to really flip a board back around, and so that's why I have this in the side. If Robert's on a more control-oriented strategy, we have Swarm of Locusts and Double Tornado Bird to deal with back row. Block Attack is something that I like in terms of removal, but I think Shield and Sword is better because we can get in the damage for Robin Goblin specifically. Block Attack forces it to defense, and we're not able to actually get in damage, so I think this is still a good removal tool, but I don't want it main deck. Same thing with the 3rd creature swap. I don't have a ton of little monsters, but I have enough that I feel like 2 is okay. We have a 3rd copy of Ekabu Drakmord. This card's like fine. Again, it's going to depend on the type of deck he's playing if I want to side this in. More Needle Sealing in case he's on like a go wide strategy as well. We have 2 copies of Ominous Fortune Telling. I almost considered main decking this. This card is deceptively good in formats like this, but I'm not exactly playing a stall deck, so I'm not sure if the game's going to go long enough where this is going to be able to put in work, so we'll see how it goes. If we're playing a slower control game, depending on what his deck is, I might actually bring this in. 2 copies of Reckless Greed because we can chain them together ideally and just draw 4 for being able to only skip 2 draw phases, so that's pretty cool. And a Riroku Field. This card's like okay. It can stop stuff that targets, which there's only a few things that do, but I figure it's like an okay way to maybe counter stuff. We'll see what happens. Guys, I can't wait to see what Robert brought to the table today because there's some very diverging paths in terms of how your polls went, and Dark Beginning 2 is a big set. So ladies and gentlemen, it's time to duel. Buddy, this is going to be a wild episode based off of these polls. The pool of cards is so vast that I feel like we could actually be coming into this with very different strategies depending on how the polls win. How are you feeling?
Oh, I guarantee we're coming out of this with totally different strategies. I got a particular set of polls that I can almost guarantee you did not get.
Oh, God. I don't like to hear that. I mean, to be fair, that doesn't mean they're good, but I guess we'll see how it plays out. It's exciting. I love the reprint sets. I think they just inject just this level of power that we really need in a series like this because when we're doing the GX sets, we get episodes like last time. And I know you won last time. I'm not trying to discredit that, but that was a slog, man. That was not fun.
It was a heck of a time. And
Moai Interceptor Cannon, Grave O-Job beat or burn. Just fantastic Yu-Gi-Oh!
Incredible stuff. And I have once again neglected to bring a randomization method to the table, and so I'm just gonna have to do my like randomizing with the mouse thing.
Oh, you're fine. Okay. You can do that. I'll roll my die and we'll shout out the patron. It is John Stardust. Thank you for the support, buddy. Double scissors. Okay, let's roll again. See if we can do something else. I love how you just literally scroll the mouse across and just hope to click something. That may be the like least randomized method out of all, but see, you got an extra deck, buddy. That terrifies me.
It's a really good extra deck, let me tell you.
Oh, I bet it is. I bet it is. Okay. I am going to start by drawing for turn. Good luck, buddy. I'm excited to see how this one plays out. I think... how do I want to do this, actually? I think I'm actually just going to set one and throw it to you.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. Oh, buddy.
Oh. That was a very convincing oh, buddy.
Well, funny that you should leave an open board state, because I am going to normal summon Yatagarasu.
You know, I figured this might happen, so yeah, bring on the bird.
Let's go into battle phase and attack directly.
I'll take the 2. No drawing for me.
Main phase 2, I am going to set a back row, and I am going to end my turn and give me back the bird.
All right, and then I will take my turn. I will not be drawing for turn. You know, it's like, if you had the Yata, you had it, but, you know, it's things we had to worry about. Are you going to pass the turn, buddy?
No.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. I will go ahead and not draw. Standby phase, you got anything for me?
No.
Okay, we'll go to main phase 1 then. I suppose we want to do here. I guess I will run out Gemini Elf.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's fine.
I'll go to battle. Let's try to hit for 19.
Yeah, 19.
And on attack declaration, buddy, I have Robin Goblin.
Okay, I will chain Mirror Force.
Fuck! Yeah, all right, fine. Fucking Mirror Force, great. Fun episode. Second main, I will just pass the turn. I bring on the bird once more, I suppose.
I'll draw for turn. Okay, yeah, I am going to bring on the bird once again. I'm going to normal summon
take the 2.
Main phase 2, I am going to set a back row, and end phase, I will take back my bird.
Okay, I will not draw again. We'll go to main phase 1, and buddy, I've got a Yata of my own.
Oh no.
Let's go ahead and go to battle. Let's see if this connects.
Yata Fight 2021. It will indeed connect.
I think my Yata is a little bit more devastating, though, because I have the Robin Goblin.
The Robin Goblin is pretty solid.
You're not going to draw, so you can turn off that auto draw. I'm going to hit this card out of your hand.
Yeah, hit the Yata.
Oh, okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. I will go to second main. I mean, you could have another Yata, and then that's going to make it that's going to make this very interesting. I will just pass the turn. Go ahead, buddy.
Okay, I will not draw for turn. Main phase 1. This is just like the ultimate mirror match. I'm going to normal summon Gemini Elf.
Okay. There's the Gemini Elf. Sure.
I'll go to battle, and I'll attack indirectly.
I'll take 19. That's fine.
Cool. And it is your go.
Okay, I get to draw this time. Hooray!
Yes,
all right, we'll go to main phase 1, and this is going to be a very fun turn that I get to do. There's a couple of ways I can do it. I think I want to do the more fun one of them all. I am going to normal summon Yatagarasu.
I'm about to get creature swapped, aren't I?
You're 100% getting creature swap, motherfucker. Give me the Gemini Elf.
Okay, yep, it is all yours.
All right, so this is a bit awkward because it's like I would really like to just attack here, but I kind of want the Yata back if I'm being honest. And so I'm kind of okay just like sitting here not doing anything. So I will just pass the turn. I'll take my Yata back, please.
All right, and it's all you.
Such a fun interaction, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Okay, this is actually not a terrible draw for me. I am going to... Let's see if I...
Oh, he's looking in the fucking graveyard. Oh, my God.
What do I want to do here? I think that just makes sense. I am going to activate Rhoda.
Sure. It's a good card to get.
Yeah, I'm going to go warrior hunting. I'm going to grab myself a Zombira.
Okay. It's fine.
And I'll send that to the grave, and I will normal summon Zombira.
It's a big one. Yep.
Yep, and I'll go to battle phase, and I'll attack into my Gemini Elf.
I'll take 2. Not Yata, at least.
It is not Yata. Your go.
Zombira's down to 19 because you attacked a monster. I will draw, and we will go to main phase 1. I am going to... Ooh, I don't want to do this. Yeah, okay. I'll run out my Zombira.
Oh, yeah, Robin Goblin is a hell of a card.
Get out of here. It's not bad. Yeah, I had a feeling that Bottomless might be in my future there. So, all right, we got it out of the way. I will go ahead and activate Reinforcement of the Army.
Okay, makes sense.
I'm going to go ahead and grab an Exiled Force.
Yeah.
And I will pass the turn.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. That's hilarious. Let's see. I think the move is just to put on the pressure here.
Okay.
I am going to normal summon an Opticlops.
He's pretty big. Sure.
It's pretty big. I'm going to go into battle, and I'm going to attack directly.
Take the 18.
Main phase 2.
Because Zombira can't attack directly.
Yep. I am going to, in main phase 2, set a back row, and it is your go.
Always having the back row, buddy. It's not fun. All right, we'll go into main 1. And how do we want to do this? I have a nice little way to deal with this, and so I think I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. I am going to activate Shield and Sword.
That's hilarious. Okay, yeah.
I'm going to normal summon Exiled Force.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to attack your Zombira.
Okay, and I take 500 here.
You take 700. Zombira is 200 down from his...
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay,
yep.
Yeah, 700.
And then Robin Goblin rips a card. So we're going to hit this one.
Okay, it is an Opticlops.
Another Opticlops. Okay, second main, I'm just going to use the effect of Exile Force, get the Opticlops out of here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's pretty clean. I'll just pass the turn. Go ahead.
Draw off a turn. Okay, that's a card. Main 1, I am going to run out a Toon Goblin attack force.
Oh, okay. He's big. He's big.
It's pretty big. And I am going to end my turn on that note.
Yeah, he can't attack the turn he is summoned, unfortunately for you. I will just go ahead and set and pass.
Okay. I'll draw for turn. So now you have a set, which there are a lot of Pac-Man cards in this set.
There's a few. There's a few.
I think the strat here is to just swing in.
It's a Sangan.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So we're going to go digging. What is the best card for this situation? I think I'm going to grab myself a Penguin Soldier.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And this guy goes to defense.
Correct.
Main phase 2, I am going to set a back row, and it is your go.
All right, we'll draw. Anything in standby?
Nothing in standby.
Okay, main 1. Let's go ahead and run out our Opticlops.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's hit into the goblins.
Go.
Okay, goblins down. Second main, I will set a back row, and we'll throw to you.
All right, I'll draw for turn. Main phase 1, I will, let's see. I will, this is an interesting position.
Robin Goblin is also not making this easy for you.
No, it isn't. I am going to activate a Kibio Drakmord and target Opticlops.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I am going to set a monster, and I am going to, this is a tough situation. I think I have to end my turn there.
Okie dokie. I'll draw. Main 1, I'm going to set one, and I'm going to set one. Throw it to you. Turn 1 on Ekabiu, I believe.
Yes.
All right. Drop off, buddy. Get that card out of here.
Ooh, that is not good for me. There goes my swarm of locusts.
Okay. I mean, that's fine.
Because I know that that's a Penguin Soldier.
Could be anything, buddy. Could be anything.
I think, once again, I got to end my turn here.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, I'll draw. Go to main. I'm going to flip the Penguin Soldier. I'm going to target your set and my Opticlops.
Okay, that is pretty cute.
Isn't it? It's a nice little way to bypass the Ekabiu.
Oh, I misplayed last turn. That's okay. There it goes. Two-hand.
Okay, so these are going back here. I am going to run out the Yada.
Okay.
Battle.
Uh-huh.
Yada.
Ordeal of a Traveler.
Fuck. Okay, this is why you were thinking about this. Okay, well, I know you have a monster in hand, so, I mean, I have to call monster. Let's see which card we're hitting here. Monster!
Ooh, there it is. It is Inaba White Rabbit.
Ooh, okay, so the Yada connects, you take 2, you're not drawing next turn, and you lose a card out of your hand because of Robin Goblin.
All right.
This is nasty. This is so gross. All right, let's hit this card.
I am going to...
Are you thinking about conceding here? Just to save the information of that card?
Yeah, I mean, so if Yada connects here and I lose this card and I'm not drawing for the next few turns, I think I'm actually just done anyway.
And I'm assuming the other card in your... Okay, so I'm assuming this isn't the Inaba White Rabbit because I don't think you'd be thinking about this.
Yeah.
Because then I basically have you on a lock and I'm going to kill you because you can't draw. I have Penguin Soldier up, so you're gonna die in like 6 turns roughly, and you're never gonna get a chance to draw again here. So wow, you must really not want me to know the identity of that card.
How likely is it that I am going to be able to play before you beat me? I'm basically on an 8-turn clock with this Penguin Soldier being there.
Well, you're dead because you're never drawing again. I have you locked because Penguin Soldier is going to attack. If that card is not the Inaba White Rabbit, I'm sorry. If it's not Inaba White Rabbit, I know for a fact the only card in your hand is a monster. So then I can get through Ordeal. Robin Goblin discards the last card in your hand, and then you can't draw. And then I'm doing
7-turn clock, and I am donezo. Yep. That is it.
Wow.
Oh, you
holy
drew
shit!
nuts
Yada Garasu, baby. Let's go.
Alex, I think I could have mirror forced that Yada at the very beginning of the game, and it probably would have come out better for me. But I still think, knowing what I knew, that was the wrong decision for me to make. And I don't even remember if I had mirror force in my opening hand or not. But that ended up costing me.
It's a tough call. It's a tough call.
Fortunately, I get to go first this time.
You do, and that could make all the difference, to be fair. Good luck, buddy.
Good luck to you too. What a weird opening hand.
I agree.
I am going to start by setting a monster and setting 1 and 2. And it is your go.
All right, let's hope this fixes it. Not really, if I'm being honest. Anything in standby?
Nothing in standby.
Okay, Heavy Storm. Get him out.
How much do I care about that?
Can you actually do something about it's the question.
There are cards I can activate. The question is it worthwhile?
Okay.
It's a 2-for-1, which I don't like particularly.
Yeah, I don't want to get too greedy and try to make you go for a 3rd set.
I think, given my hand, I actually let this go, and you will see why I was thinking about that.
Oh, okay. Glad I don't have to worry about that anymore. I'm going to get rid of your set, too. Let's just exile force it out.
Yeah, that's fine. It was a Serpentine.
Just a 2K Defender. Okay, whatever. I got a pair for you, too. If you have a Heavy Storm, so be it.
Okay, I will.
And drop off, buddy! Get it out of here!
A Sasuke Samurai.
Ah, that's a pretty good one. All right.
And I think here, I know that you have Robin Goblin. There are punishes to mean normal summoning right here. And I think they are less likely to be a problem to me than Robin Goblin is. So I am going to normal summon Zombira.
And he's gone.
Yeah, that is what I figured would happen. And it is your go.
All right, we'll draw. Oh, buddy, let's have some fun.
Yep.
Lock him out. Lock him out.
This is so bad.
Isn't this such a fun game, buddy? You take the 2. End phase. I'll get the Yada back to my hand. You can go ahead and not draw for turn. You got 2 cards. What can you do about it?
I will not draw for turn about it. I am going to main phase 1, set a monster, I guess, and it's your go.
I mean, you have a monster, so that shouldn't feel too bad, at least. Okay. We'll head into main 1 here. I'm going to run out this Opticlops.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to hit over.
It is a Sasuke Samurai.
Perfect. Fantastic card. I will pass. You get to draw here, but...
I do get to draw here. Oh, that is not what I needed to see. I will... God damn, am I just done?
Are you dead?
I think I'm dead.
Do I have you on the lock if you can't do anything to stop it?
I literally can't do anything about it.
What's your hand?
Shit. I'm trying to think of if there's anything that I can do about this situation, and I will not draw what I would need. I have Bottomless, and I have Creature Swap.
Oh,
I will literally never draw it out to this. What the fuck was that? Holy shit.
Here we thought this was going to be a fun, good old game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And we have Yada Robin Goblin hand destruction coming in. Oh my god.
Holy shit. Would you be interested in playing another game? I'm
yeah,
not
let's
sure
do
if
a
I'll
game 3.
Why I was excited about this deck. Jeez, you just like drew godly every single time. What the hell?
I was very scared you had a Yada because that hand was very all in on just Yada locking you because it was Heavy Storm for the back row, exiled the set, and I can get Yada, and I had the Bottomless if you normal summoned, then Yada on the follow-up. But if you had Yada, I was fucked, buddy. I was not going to win that game, so it had to happen.
let's see if I get to play Yu-Gi-Oh in game 3.
All right, good luck, buddy. Let's see. What did you pick? I will let you go first.
I picked scissors.
Okay, so paper for me.
Okay.
You can go first. I forgot we started a new match. I'm like, oh yeah, just pick first. But yeah, you kind of have to get past the first screen to do that. Okay, buddy. Good luck.
Thank you.
I think you'll need it based off how this has been going.
Okay, well, that's a real hand, at least. I'll draw for turn. Main phase 1, I will set a monster, and I will set 1, and I will end my turn on that.
All right, I'll draw. What you got in standby for me?
I don't have anything in the standby for you.
Okay. Main 1. I saw Serpentine Princess last time. As a possible set. There weren't like many big defenders in this set, surprisingly.
No, there weren't.
Which is, I'm not complaining because, you know, we get enough of that in regular episodes.
True.
So I'll take something different for once. Strange. All right, I'll try it. Mechanical Chaser.
That is okay.
Show me the Serpentine.
I'm gonna book.
Okay, that's fine. Second main, I'll set 1. Go ahead.
Okay, I will draw for turn. Main phase 1, I will flip summon Swarm of Locusts and take out your back row.
Ooh, it's the bottomless trap hole. You got it.
Excellent. I will set Swarm of Locusts. Actually, I'm not going to do that yet. What am I doing? Okay, I am going to normal summon an Opticlops.
Sure.
I will go into battle. And that thing has 800 defense.
Yep, Locust can get over it.
And I will attack directly with Opticlops.
I'll take the 18.
Main phase 2, I will set my Locusts. I will set a back row, and it is your go.
Okay, we'll draw. Main phase 1, that's complicating things, if I'm being honest. I will pass.
Okay, I will draw for turn.
I think you would have wished this was my hand last game.
I definitely would have wished this was your hand last game. Buddy, you better start playing some monsters because I have a Toon Gemini Elf for next turn.
Okay, sure.
I am going to go into battle phase and I will attack.
Take the 18. Toon Gemini Elf thankfully can't attack.
Thankfully, I'm going to set a back row and it's your go.
Okay. We'll go to standby. Anything?
Nothing in the standby.
Okay. Gonna heavy your back row.
I'm going to solemn.
You really want that back row. Alrighty. Fair. Well, buddy. Let's see you Toon Gemini Elf me when I have no hand.
Sure, buddy.
I'm going to activate the Ekabue, though.
Okay,
I am going to stop. I guess Toon Gemini Elf technically has slightly more attack, so
You're not wrong.
I guess that's probably what I should go after. And then I will pass the turn.
All right, I'll draw for turn. Main phase 1, let's flip summon Locust and target Ekabue.
Sure.
And then I'm actually going to set my Locusts now.
Why'd you do that, buddy?
And we will go into battle phase, and I'll start off with a direct attack from Opticlops.
I will take the 18.
Excellent. Okay, and I will attack directly with Gemini Elf.
Take the 19.
And main phase 2, I will set a back row, and it is your turn.
And we'll draw. And we'll set a back row. And you got it.
Okay, and I'll draw for turn. Main phase 1, I will flip summon my Locusts and destroy your new back row.
Robin Goblin.
I will set Locusts. I will go to battle phase, and I will attack directly.
And you got it. See? You can win.
How did that... Oh my god. Okay. So
my back, it was, I had drop off that I completely forgot to flip because I knew I was losing. It was drop off, creature swap. What else was it? Needle wall. I had, which like could have done something there, but like whatever. And shield and sword. So I had all cards that just like I needed a monster to be able to do something with.
How did I lose to such a bad deck? Holy
shit. Bad deck.
You were running shield and sword, buddy.
It's so good. What are you talking about?
In a set with this much like anti-attack stuff and with this many set monsters?
Yeah, I say no, this is like everything that we're dealing with in terms of the high attack monsters. Like the fact that I can make your stuff easily killable. Like, are you kidding me? Shield and sword is nuts.
I deeply disagree.
Okay, well, you lost, so...
I lost to fucking Yada. I lost to Yada Robin Goblin 2 games in a row. Hey, I don't want to hear that.
Let's finish side decking so we can go and show our decks off.
Okay.
I think Shield and Sword is cracked. That's like great removal. It's funny because in terms of like attack deterrents, you're talking about all these attack deterrents. I actually didn't have any. The only attack deterrent I had, actually even looking at my deck, I don't even think I had an attack deterrent like whatsoever. I got no copies of Ordeal. I got no Mirror Force.
Okay.
So So I don't know what else I could have had that was an attack deterrent. But yeah, so I didn't have any. So I'm just like, oh, fuck it, whatever. Like, great. I'll just win every combat. That's fine.
Yeah, by comparison, I got triple Book of Moon, double Mirror Force.
Yeah, I had no Book of Moon either. No Book of Moon.
And the real hotness here, this was what I built my deck around that you basically did not get to see in action. I got not one, not two, but 3 creature swaps.
Oh, hey, I did too,
and
buddy.
that's actually
You're not
a lie
original.
because I got 4 creature swaps.
I think I also got 4 creature swaps, as a matter of fact.
What is with the super rares in this set?
I mean, I'm not complaining. It was fun. Creature swap's a fantastic card in this set.
Creature swap is really exciting. And so I basically just, my monster lineup, by the way, was absolute ass.
Okay.
I got nothing worth working with. But yeah, I was just running it apparently the exact same strategy as you.
Well, I was using, so my purpose for creature swap was I had a few tiny monsters. I like the play with like creature swap Yada to get it back. I had 2 Yada Garasus, by the way. I don't know how many you had.
Oh, I got 1.
Okay, so that's also why I probably saw it like so consistently the first 2 games we played. So I had the 2 Yadas, so the creature swap plays cool. I also liked with Penguin Soldier, it's like just a tiny thing. So if I don't want to set it, I can just give you Penguin Soldier. I also had the Sangan, which is a fantastic creature swap target. So I had like a reasonable number of cards that if you just have big idiots, I can just be like, all right, take my smallest guy and I'm going to creature swap and just take your biggest. And plus with Robin Goblin, I was just looking for ways that I was going to win combat and then be able to just trigger Robin Goblin. Because I was playing hand destruction, essentially. I had triple drop off, triple Robin Goblin, double trap dust shoot, double Yada Garasu. So I was just going all in on the hand destruction strat because that's the way the cards lent themselves. And so that's why I focus so heavily on combat, because if I can just always win combat with Robin Goblin up, then you're just losing card advantage left and right. So that's like why I was playing stuff like Shield and Sword, because it's like, it just made sense to me that I would rather Shield and Sword your guy than Ekabiu Drakmord it, if that makes sense.
That's legit.
I was still playing Ekabiu. It's still good, but I just wanted to be always just winning combat and always fighting for the board, because if you are in a position where you're behind and I'm threatening, like I was in the first game with Robin Goblin always being up, then you're always going to have to make plays that may be less than optimal. And so it's maybe a bit of a like win more mentality, but I don't know. I just wanted to play hand destruction. I love hand destruction.
Yeah,
it's
that's
so fun.
legitimate. I was basically playing the same thing, but with less hand destruction.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I basically got Warrior Box as my strat, my main strat. I had double Sasuke, I had the Rhoda and the Warrior Returning Alive. I got double Exiled Force. I had stuff to work with there.
Your pulls were vastly better than mine. I had an Exiled Force, a Rhoda. I had double Warrior Returning Alive, but aside from the Zombira, which I got 1 of, and the Exiled Force, I think my only other warriors were Toon Goblin Attack Force, which I straight up just refused to play, and Warrior Digreffer, which is like just loses to everything in the format. So I just basically played Rhoda with those 2 and was just like, all right, well, we'll see how it goes.
I played Toon Goblin Attack Force because I wanted it to synergize. So I wanted to run as few monsters compared to the monster searchability in my deck as possible, so I could run my utility back row. And the nice thing about Toon Goblin is that it is both a Rhoda target and a TTC target.
Oh, you're playing TTC. Okay.
I was playing TTC because I also had the Toon Gemini Elf, which happens to work as a hand control strat as well.
Sure.
And I figured if I attacked into a big guy with Toon Goblin Attack Force, I could creature swap for another big guy, and then I still...
Oh, that's fair.
I still basically have my normal summon after that.
That's true.
Inaba White Rabbit was to work with Robin Goblin, and it's also cute with creature swap. And yeah, it was basically... I got 1 Trap Dust Shoot, I got 2 Robin Goblins, so we were working with it. Turns out basically the same deck because the pack opener blessed us both with triple creature swap, a card that is a super rare in this set.
I guess the only other cute part of my deck was I pulled Dark Necrofear.
Oh, that is cool.
And so because I had Opticlops, Sangan, and funny enough, Yada Garasu's not a wing beast, it's a fiend.
Yep.
I had like a small package of fiends that could like potentially synergize with this, and I figured that Dark Necrofear is just like a bomb if this hits the field. And so I tried to like play into the fiend side of things, but unfortunately those were like the most playable. At one point I played like lesser fiend. I'm like, this is so bad, I can't play this card. I also had double Bazoo the Soul Eater.
Holy shit.
Pretty
You're saying
good.
My pulls were better than yours? You got like
triple
playable
Book of
monsters.
Moon, double Mirror Force, your solemn judgment is better than mine, buddy. I'm sorry.
When your monster lineup, your usable monster lineup are 4 Toons, a few Opticlopses, and 1 Zombira, those cards don't count. I think Pazoo is nutty in this set.
Yeah,
Pazoo
and so
is
again, I just wanted to have more monsters that were going to go over the top of yours so I could trigger Robin Goblin. That was just like the whole name of the game. And so it's funny that you and I were just basically on the same wavelength, but we just executed like in different ways, essentially.
Yeah.
I shit you not, buddy. I was playing Pyramid Energy.
I thought about it. I was considering Pyramid Energy because with Robin Goblin,
Yep. Basically, I looked at Pyramid Energy as if it's a throw a monster on the field just for hypothetical sake.
I have a Toon Gemini Elf.
Okay, perfect. So this is actually the perfect example for Pyramid Energy.
Oh, perfect.
This card, this equates to 2 fucking discards of your hand and you losing a monster.
Yep.
I'm like, that seems like a fucking deal to me for running this card.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Ever since the Banner of Courage bullshit, I respect this card way more than I probably should. But every time now we have a card in any format that has like a minor attack boost, I'm going to think this could matter because if the attack differential is just enough where it's going to make the difference in most combat scenarios, it's probably worth running this card. And so I didn't get to see it, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your perspective. But, Banner of Courage, man, that has changed my whole perspective in a sealed format because that was just unreal.
Well, buddy, I did not expect this set of all sets to produce as much salt as it did. But what can I say about a set that includes Yatagarasu in the common slot?
Yeah, fair. So guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Sealed Showdown. Next up, buddy, we are leaving GOAT format technically because I believe next up is Cybernetic Revolution. So hopefully we can do some crazy shenanigans with that set. But let's be honest, it's going to be like Gyroid Beatdown. But that's Sealed Showdown for you, buddy. Let's go ahead and shout out the patrons. It's Shadow1317, Moto Cameron Smith, Gallic Meatball, Tim 0x3, Eka Iron Fang, Part 2, Pony Starkey and Musa, Dan the Man Hoban, Synchro Guy, Ole, Mystic Walk, Sylvia Wild, Strike, Useless, Fast 05, Colt T, Rockslide, Dollywop, Logan Thomas, Peter Gregory, Thomas Elson, Jordan Coons, Calvin, Iron Bladesman, Pure Ace, Jesse Wood, True Nerdgasm, Brother Paul, Chris, Sode, Nehru, Celeste, David Lee, Rockley325, Chat God, Sound Agent 216, Skyrose, Stone Hunter, John 2 Base, Brody Eastwood, Day Zero, Elias Panero, Carlos CT, Flannel Daddy, Give Me Speedwoid or Give Me Death, Ashlyn Jensen, TC Gaming, thanks for the sleeves, Dad, Hotspur Gage, Matthew Brady, Dr. Solace, Max, Tom Russell, Eric Rems, Gage Just Play Rock, so Gage Just Play Watts already, Wayan, and Talk Dirty to Me MBT. Thank you so much for watching the video, and we will see you next time.